Hello everyone and welcome to this Ie Sengen Oyama Yasuharu Shogi stream. I'm your host Alexi. If you're not familiar with the format of the stream, what we do is try to solve these tsumeshogi problems, and if you want to take a crack at solving it, what you can do is send me a PM if you are on 81 Dojo, or if you're on Twitch with me, you can send me a whisper. That way other participants won't be able to see what you're trying to guess. And if you happen to be in the room, the 81 Dojo room with me, please refrain from drawing arrows. Thank you. We can get started. As usual, we're doing the problems that are shorter at first, and then slowly we'll progress to the longer ones. And don't worry if you can't solve really long tsumeshogi problems, because what we'll do is break the longer problems down into shorter ones to make it understandable for everyone. Okay, let's get started. So right now when we're looking at this king, we see that it can't move anywhere. Notice all of black's pieces are stopping the king from moving. So when we're solving these, we always look at the different ways that the king can escape. In this case, he can't escape anywhere. And along the way, I will be giving hints. Okay, so some of the squares that we're looking at are here and here. You can tell because of this promoted rook that there's going to be some type of interference theme involved in this. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. I believe it's 5 moves. See, this dragon is protecting very nicely along this file. Yeah? So we need to do some type of interference to drive it away from protecting this square here. Could you please send your attempts by whisper rather than darkly in the chat? Thank you. If that move you suggested, he's gonna pull his king back. How do you whisper in Twitch? Okay, click on my name, and then what you do is a whisper drop down should show up, I think. Yeah. Since it was suggested as a candidate move, I'll just show you. If this, then he's going to pull the king back this way, right? He cannot take it because of this. So, here. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just changing my personal settings so that arrows don't show up. Yeah. So you can kind of tell that this initial move has something to do with solving the problem, although it's not going to work at the moment. But if you can figure out later on in the variation, that move might actually come up. See, if he blocks it, then you get this, right? Okay. Is that a viable first move? Okay. He's going to be forced to recapture the dragon, right? And then what would your follow-up be? If that, he's going to move his king over to 2-4, right? You see like this, and then if this check, yeah, he could well block here because of that. See, but he's ending up escaping. He could also run here, and it's way too open. So because of that, we should look at this again. And then probably here, right? Okay. And he's gonna have to take it, right, with the dragon. Yeah. Yeah, when you're doing these, try to make sure that you're sending me whole variations rather than individual moves, if possible. Para through it. Oh, who is that? Para? Hmm. Oh, someone in the Discord. Oh, okay. Hey, hi. Glad you could join us. There you go. Snowball right in the face. Okay, now remember what I said initially about there being an interference theme? So that's going to come up very soon. You see, if he does this check, he can just repeat moves, right? So we want to find something here. See, this square and this square. There's going to be some interference there. Yeah, to those of you who just joined us, if you want to try to make an attempt at solving the problem, please send me a whisper on Twitch. Or if you're in the 81 Dojo room, you can send me a PM. Okay. So let's analyze that knight drop here. Now, if the knight remains here, then you notice it blocks the rook here. So this move is going to come in, right? And then delivering the mate. So what that means is he's going to have to take it with the dragon. And now there's going to be a tsume no tetsuji. Kind of off topic, but does anyone know what channel shogi matches in Japan? I don't know channel number, but I do know of NHK. It should be pretty easy to look up. Yeah. Yeah, I think NHK is the most famous. I'm sure there might be more, but yeah. It's been a while since I've actually watched Japanese TV. Yeah. Oh, so it's not working for you, Asado-san? Yeah, so when we look at this, we can tell that it's going to be a 7-move tsume. Not a 3 or a 5, 7. That's taking into account not allowing koma amari. Yeah. Okay, if you're having problems with the whisper command, what you could do is just in this chat, just type in the coordinate numbers of the pieces and not put in the piece name, and then I can kind of guess which. I'll be able to guess which it is. Like for instance, this next move would be here, like that. Yeah. Okay. So we look at this, right? This check. Now again, we can see this interference. if here, then this, right? And if here, then here, yeah. And the Koma Amari variation is this. See, there's the rook in hand, so we don't consider that the solution, even though it mates. Okay, we can take a look at that again. Interference. So we want to drive the rook to a capturing square. Because now if here, this, so so it takes and then here. Okay, good. Let's load up the next move, the next problem. So DeWalters, this is the first time you've been to this tsumeshogi sessions, huh? Yeah, I've had quite a number of them. It's actually the majority of what I do here for streaming. And the other parts that make up the streams tend to be game reviews. And I focus a lot on the middle and end games. I know it's very popular to study openings, and I could probably get a lot more viewers by doing that, but I would really rather not. Eventually, I'm probably going to do some things on openings, but you know, one of the things I don't want to do is just to repeat what's already been said. And a lot of the things people can simply learn by reading books. So I don't consider it a really productive use of time just to present something that's already there. That's a big reason why I kind of stick towards more middle and end game stuff. Also, another reason why I focus on middle and end games is that when I'm looking at a lot of amateur games, that tends to be where the most improvements could be made rather than the opening. So I think I'd be wasting what I'd be able to teach on if I was just, you know, just spitting out what's all the analysis from books. I want to present something new, and hopefully also reach the audience at where they currently are. A lot of opening books don't really take that into account. This one is much simpler than the previous one. Okay, is that so? Is that so? Okay, so what's the first move then? You can just put in the, oh, well, here we go. Oh, good, good. Okay, I will show the first move here and here. And then here, right? takes this way. So you're off by 2 moves. Pretty close though. Right. That. You sent it. I don't actually see your PM, D. Walters. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful. Okay. Let me show that again. Well, actually, I'll explain one variation first, because I think D. Walters wants to see what happens when you drop the silver instead. Type in chat again. Yeah, you can, for this one, since we're at the end of the problem, yeah, you can just type in the chat. Okay. Okay, if this, okay, the thing about this is, yeah, it is, if the knight takes, it is going to be made like this, right? But instead of that, he's going to take with the bishop, right? Right. So after that, there's not going to be a mate. The bishop defends this square, so all he has to do is interpose. See? And it captures. Okay, so the correct move is this check. King runs here. Now we have to block this 1-3 square, so check. And then now if takes this, then here, so the best defense is to take here, just prolonging the mate, like that. Yeah, you guys are doing well. We can load the next problem now. Yeah, and thank you for being active in chat. That really helps me out as a streamer. Yeah, it's a lot easier to do a stream when you kind of bounce the conversation off of others. Because a lot of times when the chat isn't active, it almost feels like I'm talking to myself. Nope, it isn't. It's longer than that. In case you're wondering, these type of tsumeshogi problems are what's known as jisen katachi, which means that they resemble real game situations. There's a genre of tsumeshogi where the the setups look obviously composed, and though they're kind of interesting from a practical point of view, they're I think you can gain a lot more from jisen katachi tsumeshogi. That's why we do these a lot. These pawns form a barrier. Okay, let's see. Yes, Asado-san, that is correct. Oh, you're cheating. D. Walters. Bad, bad, bad. For shame. Well, preferably what you want to do is at least attempt it at first. And yeah, um, try to figure it out in your head first, and then if you can't, only then you can move the pieces around. So, but as you get stronger and stronger, you should do it less and less. So right now that's sort of like training wheels. Eventually you want to, yeah, eventually you want to, ride your bike without it because you can go a lot faster. So, yeah, you can prop yourself up on that now, but eventually try to do without. Yeah. Yes, Sado-san, that is why you want to do it that way. But when you're starting out, it's good to try and figure. You know, you're simply not going to have the ability to do certain things that a more experienced player would do. So, yeah, I would say it's acceptable for the time being. Yeah. Don't be afraid to go back into it later on if you need to. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know what they call that, right, Asado-san? They call it Hifumi Eye. because of Kato Hifumi. He was famous for doing that. Yeah, just maybe just for a few minutes, try without moving the pieces, and then uh, after that, I guess you can start moving the pieces. But yeah. Hmm. So would you say that you are better at learning with a physical board than this kind of computer screen? Well, like I play piano, for example, and I learn better by actually just practicing it over and physically than watching someone else playing or looking at a sheet. Yeah. Okay. We'll look at the first move here. That. Okay. Now we cannot do this non-promotion because the king runs up here. And you notice there's two running spaces here and here. Bishop here, and king runs up this way. Okay. So the first move has to be a promotion. Okay. Now he can't do an igoma because the rook will simply take it. So he has to go up. But even non-promote, okay, we can look at that. So you want to change your move to non-promoted then? Are you that sure? It's going to do this, right? And get away. So it does matter if the thing is promoted. Okay, well, how does it work from here though? It's not a matter of opinion. We can just see if it's true or not, which is one of the really nice things about tsumeshogi. There's no opinion, it's a yes or no. So we can figure it out just through hard analysis. Yeah, the king escapes this way. Yeah? So be very, very careful. Well, that sounds really good. Make your own pieces from Cyprus. Yeah. Yeah, post some pictures after you completed it. Oh. So now, if check here, the king's going to escape up the board this way. And we can't forget that we have this bishop in hand, right? So next move is this check. Okay. And now if king up here, there's this mate, right? And then this pawn blocks from escaping up here, which is why these two pawns are necessary. So that means that he's going to have to capture here. Okay. And now how do you continue? If he do this, he's going to run up, yeah, and escape. Hmm. Yeah. This theme is very, very important because it not only shows up in end games, but also a lot of opening and middle game kind of ideas. A lot of middle game kind of ideas. So you always want to consider dropping the piece one square back. And what I mean is back from this square. You need to leave it open to promotion, that's why. So since there's two pieces attacking the 2-2 square, that means that there's going to be no interposition because he simply takes it, right? So here and then mate. Okay, let's look at that again. Check. And then distance. Good. Let's load the next one. Do any of you stream? Stream on Nico Nico. Oh, okay. So the two squares that really catch my eye are here and here. Okay. Okay, now it's these three. No, okay. Okay. I was wondering, how are you planning on coloring the characters? Are you going to use some type of lacquer? Oh, you're a fountain pen user. Ah, so am I. Yeah, I collect fountain pens. What do you use? Ah, okay. Okay. So I'll show you the first move. Okay. Well, actually, let's look at a couple moves that don't work. Nope, it's longer. So here, and then king runs up this way. So he threatens to take this or run here. Okay. You're close, okay. See, this also doesn't work. It's a double check, but he just takes like this. If here, then king can run up this way and gets out. If this, then here, and then he can escape this way. Block here. Yeah, so it doesn't work. Here he can, I guess, just take it with this. And there's no, I don't think there's any good discoveries. You can just interpose. Okay, so these two moves don't work. These two rook drops don't work. Yep, that is the first move here. The knight must take, because if here, then this is going to be a simple checkmate here. And if up here, there's going to be that. So the knight must capture this. And hopefully you've seen the follow-up. Okay, so the idea behind dropping the rook here was to cut off an escape square. So we can follow up with this check. And the king must move back. Then what? Still can't take this because of this, right? So we have to find something else. Okay, now this doesn't work. Because the king escapes this way, right? So we drop the silver here. Okay. And now can you find the final moves? Haha, good. I hope you see it. Yeah, that works. That works. Good. Okay, let's see what you got. Yes, good. Final move. This bishop wants to promote onto 1-2, but the rook is in the way, so the rook is a jamagoma. So we get rid of our jamagoma by promoting it. And now this and here, or king takes, and then we can see the purpose of that initial move. See, the escape square is blocked. Okay, let's look at that again. Okay. Check. And mate. Good. Yeah. Go on to the next one. Yeah. He is singing. He is singing. A very, very long time. Very, very long time. Nope, longer. Uh, yeah, sure thing. Go right ahead. Yep, we here at ES don't mind analyzing stuff. So feel free to just give out your variations. No shame. Just do it. Okay, yeah, we can look at that. Yeah, if rook takes, then yeah, this is going to be mate, right? But it's good. That was a good catch. He doesn't. This isn't checkers, right? So we don't have to recap. I was recapture. We just run. Yeah, comes up this way. Uh, Asado-san, after your first move, what happens if he just moves the king away? Moves the king to the side. Yep, I'm reading it. Oh, but in that variation, also after you do wait, check, check. Yeah, he's not gonna move the rook back, right? He's either gonna move the king to 2-2, or he can interpose. I think either of those work. We can take a look at that right now. Check, and then here, right? So he's threatening this. I think also he could interpose like this. See, the rook is defending this pawn. So upon this, then you can just do that. See, so no way to continue here, right? Okay, go ahead, Chinese economy. Send me your whisper. Ah, yeah. So there's some komamari that you. Okay, yeah, yeah. Just show it. Just let me know. These failed variations are also are uh, useful to look at because some of the variations end up being used up in a different form in a correct answer sometimes. So it's not wasted calculation. Sometimes all you need to do is tweak around the move order and then everything falls into place. Sometimes. Hi to everyone who just joined us. Welcome to the stream. If you'd like to take a try at solving the problems, just send me a whisper. All of variations though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, don't forget about these pieces, you know. Oops, sorry. These things have to be here for a reason. It's probably going to be when the king runs up here. There's going to be some type of blocking action. Not necessarily in the main variation, but uh, if not, definitely in the side variations. Okay, yeah, let's see what you got. Hi, hi, Google 30. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, let me know what you have, Asado-san. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Okay, let's see. Hmm. Well, you still have a pawn in hand, right, Asado-san? So that variation is necessarily going to be Komamari. 簡単な日本語は大丈夫です。Google-san. He took on 3-4, right? So he grabbed the pawn. I can show that if you want. Okay, the variation suggested was this. This is a koma amari. There's a pawn in hand. Yeah, I do speak some Japanese, not fluently, but I'm usually able to make myself understood. So instead of that, I guess there's this. And then how would you continue? If pawn drop here, the king's going to run this way. And he escapes. If here, then this, right? Also escapes. Knight drop here, he's going to just do that. Whoops, sorry. If pawn drop here, he just runs up and he can escape this way. Yeah, if you'd like to participate in this, please send me a whisper. Are you analyzing a particular game? We're doing Oyama Yasuharu's tsumeshogi problems. So we're problem solving. Have you done tsumeshogi before, Mamoru-san? It's very good practice. Yep, feel free to join in. Ah, okay. Mm. Yeah, very fun game. Fun game to play. Glad you could join us. Oh, you're a chess player. Yeah, I actually started out doing chess, and then one of my friends who was also a chess player mentioned that there was this Japanese chess, and the pieces kind of look like the home plates in baseball. And I looked it up, and then because of my interest in Japanese language and culture and chess, everything kind of meshed together. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's websites in English that, I mean, do you speak Japanese? There's even more, way more in Japanese, but a lot of resources where you can learn stuff, even for free. Wasn't like that when I was starting out. Very, very little literature in English. Anything that was available was in print. And I didn't have stronger players to help me. Yeah, they would just tell me that I was doing very well, even though I was getting checkmated horribly. So no help at all. Had to figure stuff out for myself. So you guys are in a very good place to learn. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the first move. It's a little surprising looking, but it's this drop, silver drop on 2-3. Oh, Belarus. Yeah, Belarus has been one of those success stories for non-Japanese shogi. Yeah, the most successful club in Europe, Belarus. And now the king has to take, because if this, we have this mate. You notice this variation looks kind of familiar because we rejected it in a different form. Um, you see, this time the king can't run up to the square, right? Yeah, so it works. So after this, the only uh, way for him to go is to take it with the king. Mamoru-san, it's actually, you after a while of doing it, you kind of get used to it. It might be kind of difficult to get used to at first, but you know, after you play a while, it becomes very, very natural, just as natural as moving a piece on a chessboard. Yeah. Are you familiar with Crazy House and Bug House chess? If you are, it uses a similar type of rule set in that you can use the pieces that have been captured by dropping them. Yeah, I also play those two games. Yeah, even professionals occasionally get Hansoku no Make, Hansoku Make. It's illegal move loss. Yeah. One of the things I noticed that's much different from Crazy House and comparing it to shogi is that you notice that the chess pieces have a much larger range. They tend to have much larger ranges. So because of that, when the pieces are exchanged, the game feels a lot less balanced. It almost like they're overpowered. So if you compare that with the pieces in shogi, which are tend to have limited movement, it ends up shogi ends up balancing itself out a lot better, and so that makes the game a lot more complicated. Yeah, yeah, the attack and defense becomes very intricate. Okay, so the next move is this rook promote. We do not want to take this pawn immediately because the king runs here, right? See, there's not going to be a mate. Well, actually, he can do this. Going to be a mate. So we don't want him to run to this 1-2 square, so we'll check here first. And then it forces the king to here. Yeah. Yeah, I play a lot of Crazy House, and Shogi's a lot more complicated and balanced. It's oh, is it? No, no. Hmm. Right. Okay. So I'll give you a hint that this the final moves will end up in well, the final theme will be a double check. That's your final hint. Okay, do you guys see it? Um, D. Walters, do you think you could send an invite code for Discord to Mamoru-san? And I guess Mr. Google 30 too? Yeah, I'm really happy about this turnout today. Okay. Hopefully you've seen this, right? Check. Yes. Yes. Yep. And then the king has to run here. You found a way to get past the filter. Clever, clever guy. Okay. And now do you see the way to set up the double check? Don't do this, okay? Don't do this. Okay. And then there's this final check with the pawn. If the rook takes, then there's mate here. And if the king takes, there's this double check. Like that. And there's this token blocks it from running here. Okay, let's look at that again. Okay, we temporarily want to screw up his coordination, so there's this focal point move. Stop him from going to 1-2 square. Okay, and then the double set up for the double check like that. Mate. Good, good, good. Let's load up the next one. Yeah. So we can tell just by looking at this, eventually this dragon is probably going to end up sacrificing itself for the gold, just so he can get that in hand. These tsumeshogi problems come from a book. I can type out the title if you're interested. It is Oyama no tsumeshogi 100. Okay, yeah, I could do that. Let me check that. Okay. Where did you post it? It's in Discord. Is it analysis or shogi only? No. I have a KIF file. Discord PM. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. I actually, let's see. Do you know who composed this problem? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can show that after. Okay. And where did you find this? Yes, that is correct, Mamoru-san. I'm probably going to have to input this and change the format so it shows up in an 81 dojo. No one could solve it. Huh. Okay. Okay. So what do you think, what do you guys think that the first move is? Huh. Okay, let's see. Check. Nope. After the first move, he's gonna play 2-1 king, right? Asado-san. Okay, well then the king's gonna take that. And then the escape squares are on a 4-1 and 2-1, right? Okay, got another whisper. Okay, after your last move, D. Walters, he's gonna take it with the king, right? You mean as an initial move? Um, sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding what you're trying to say. If you could, yeah, no, because, wait, check down. No, because he's gonna drop the gold on 2-2 and mate him. So he has to take with the king. I can show it really quickly. Okay. See, if he takes with the silver, then there's this, right? Right, he gets mated in this variation. So that's why he has to take it with the king. Yeah. Okay, and Asado-san suggested this, but likewise he also moves the king back here. See, the king can escape here, here, and he's also happens to be threatening the bishop. So there's not enough to mate it. Yeah. Okay, so I'll give the first move, this silver, and you make sure you don't promote it. Because when the king runs up here, here, you want this square, this 2-4 square to be protected. So vital not to promote it. Okay. Now the king must move here. Let me send you a whisper, Mamoru. Well, I don't know if it matters if I just tell you. When I was actively playing, my rank was somewhere between 4 and 5 Dan. Probably closer to 5 when I was at my peak. But that was a really long time ago. Yep, getting older sucks. Whoa. This thing is updating and I don't know if it's going to shut the thing down. Crap, I don't know what I clicked on, but it says it's updating Twitch. Hopefully it, oh, it's the app. Okay. And stop panicking now. Please do close. Yeah, I can't seem to. Let me exit this there. I actually do not know what level I am for Japanese. I took 3 years in college and I also took in high school. A lot of it is, after that, was just self-learning. Okay, let's look at one defense that doesn't work. If the king moves up here to 1-3, we can do this check here. Looks kind of funny, but and whether the king moves to 2-3 or to 1-2, the response is the same. Captures the gold, and then there's going to be this mate here. Same this way, right? Mate here. That's why the king has to move here. So some of those variations that we calculated are going to show up in this actual solution. So that should help you out tremendously. Yeah, like chess, the shogi world is very much a young person's world. Well, actually, the pattern recognition isn't what's the problem. It has to do with more of factors of a sporting nature. I would say that a huge thing has to do with uh, physical factors. When you're younger, you have a lot more energy and you're able to stay at the board for longer and maintain your concentration. But when you're older, your body, if you don't keep it in good shape, uh, you know, it's a mind-body connection. If you aren't of sound body, your mind just aren't. You're just not going to be able to do the same things that you were when you're younger. So actually, when a lot of players, when they get older, what they say is that their knowledge is a lot greater than the younger players, but they still end up losing because a lot of times because they, as the game progresses and they start getting fatigued more quickly, and then you end up in time trouble. Yeah, so yeah, it's very much to do with sporting factors. But if you, let's say, just do a end game I mean, just and after the game you do analysis. A lot of times the the older players can hold their own, or even do better than the younger players. I'd rather not say. 100 million trillion. Um, 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 no. One of your first move is correct. Your first two. Yeah, one of the problems that I experienced as a Western player was that outside of Japan, there wasn't that many people who played shogi, so getting opponents were, is very difficult. So when the internet came around and there were servers, it was a real godsend. I remember there used to be, we're so desperate to find opponents that what we would do is we'd find ourselves on, like email mailing lists, and we'd find other players to log into, like chess or Go servers, and we'd relay our moves by notation. That's how desperate we were. And later, there used to actually be, I think it might be IGS or something. They used to have I don't know if they still do, but it used to have uh, a shogi feature there. But the problem with it was that everything came out in ASCII. And so we had to kind of decode it ourselves, and it was just horrible. You guys are, when I hear people bitching about their problems that they're having in shogi nowadays, it's like, it sounds like first world problems to me. So yeah, you guys have it really well, really good. Yeah. Okay. Actually, when we take here, see this isn't a check, right? One four. He's gonna grab the silver, right? Okay. So we have to do something to protect the silver, and that move is this. Right, so it must go here. And now there's going to be a similar theme to one of the problems that we did before. Hopefully you can put two and two together and recognize that pattern. I'm going to get some water, so Okay, you guys find it? Okay. Think you found it? Okay. Hopefully you've seen, oh, let's see, Mamoru's 2-3 bishop. What happens if the silver takes it? Like this. Yeah. How sophisticated of you. Yeah, he's gonna take this, right? Here. The silver can't grab this way. Right? You mean with the gold? With the gold like this? He's gonna grab here. Oh. Okay, so hopefully you guys found this move. Okay, if back, then this, right? So he must take. And then what? So now, if he drops a bishop here, he's just gonna run this way, right? So remember dropping back a square. Yep. Drop it here. And mate here. Okay, let's look at that again. Check. Okay. We looked at a problem like this very earlier. Let me reload it just so you can see it. Let's see, it's problem 30. Remember this one? And then we drop the bishop here. Notice, very similar theme, right? Drop the silver back. So we compare that with, let's see, 61. We compare that with this one, right? See? Same theme, yeah? Except the king's on 1-3 instead of 1-1. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Mhm. Okay. No. Yeah, he would take with the bishop, right? Okay. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay. After this, the king escapes here. No way to continue, right? He's going to take with the silver. Yeah, no mate. Yeah. You know, if someone's gonna, you figure if someone's gonna spout off really silly racist bullshit, they could at least be a little creative about it and not just do this thing that's been heard over and over again. Jeez. Best to just ignore. Okay, so let's look at this natural move. Just capturing here. This must be taken because if here is going to be this simple mate like that. So you must capture. Okay. And now another natural move, a knight drop here. If the king runs here, you can force him back by dropping the bishop here. See? Stops him from running to the 2-3 square. And then there's going to be a mate that way. So the king must, well, if he moves here, then there's just promote. So the king must run here. Oh, but then he hits a knight. So how do you stop him from capturing it? Yeah, there's a link to my YouTube channel. If you're interested. Okay, so we drop the bishop here. Okay. If the king runs here, then there's this promotion made. If king takes this way, then there's this gold drop. So lance must take. Yeah. Okay. And now need to stop the king from capturing the knight and running up the board. We do this, and then mate, right? Yep. Okay, let's look at that again. And mate. Okay, good. The next problem will be the last for today's session. So, happy hunting. Well, after this problem, we'll load up the one that D. Walters wanted me to show. Okay. Okay, so when we're looking at this, what we want to do is calculate possible drops here, here, and here with the golds. You know, I think that we did this problem before. Not in today's session, but in a previous session. I might have mistakenly yeah, I'm gonna mistakenly put this thing up again. I don't know. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. King takes here. Doesn't seem to be a way to continue. Okay. We can also look at this. Then knight takes, and also no way to continue. So that does leave this. Yep. Okay, now if king here, there's this, right? And if here, there's this. Okay. Or you can also do this. Okay. So that means the king must take here. Now you can do this check and then open the way for the dragon. If king back, there's that, right? So king must run here. And now how do you finish him off? Okay, do you see it? See, if he does this check, the king's going to run this way. And then you can... Now there's this check here. Okay, if this, then it's going to move here, right? He could also do this. In both cases, there's not going to be a mate. So there's this tsumeshogi on 1-3. Okay, now if king takes, because this dragon's still here, it's like this, right? And mate. If this, and mate that way. Okay, let's look at that again. Okay, we want to get this guy over because it's blocking the dragon, so check. Here, making way for the dragon. And this tsumeshogi. Mate here. Or mate this way. Yeah. Okay, good. And finally, we'll conclude this session with a problem that was submitted by D. Walters. To those viewers who are looking at the title of the stream, it's Oyama tsumeshogi, but I don't think this one is one of his compositions. So let's see. Let me save this. Okay, here. I guess if you want. If you want. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Right now, things that I eliminated were this. There's no good way to do any checks. The other eliminated one was this. Okay. Yeah, there's also no good way to do discoveries. There's going to be interpositions. Because a move like this, he takes here and then can escape that way. So that leaves discoveries. Well, actually, there's gold drops here, 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 and here, and I can't figure out. I don't see a way to make it work because the king moves like here. And you see he's getting out. Even here, after some discovery, he's going to just interpose on this square. So that also doesn't work. This here, no way. See, just escapes this way. And then this one also doesn't work. See, comes this way. So that leaves this, and various discovered checks. This looks like a very natural move, so it has to be calculated. But after this, there's no way to continue. He's just going to take this way. And any other discovery, I don't know, let's say this, he's just going to block here. This 2-5 square is protected by the knight, so that doesn't work. And then there's this, but again he just moves it to this side. Yeah, see. Okay, so if it's not any gold moves, it's going to be some type of discovery. Let me just move the things around a little bit more. This is a natural move, after which there's this. And also no way to continue. This and this. So it's probably going to be some bishop move. Intuitively here. Can't be here because there's not going to be enough force. And then the counterintuitive moves are moving the bishop back here or here. Or just, it doesn't. He's going to have to interpose. But this is Koma Amari, you see. Still be a pawn in hand. So the king would have to run here. Then could he force it back like this? and then mate here. Or he takes this way and then there's a mate here. Yeah. So is that the solution? Yeah. Here, yeah. So, okay. Well, yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. So that concludes today's tsumeshogi session. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. I really appreciated today's chat. It was really fun. Glad there was such a good turnout this time. If you wish to support my stream or contact me, you can reach me at alexi2539@gmail.com. I'd also like to hear your suggestions and comments. Always happy to hear from you. Thank you again for joining us. If you haven't already, please register your Twitch account and follow me. And also subscribe to my YouTube account where I archive my streams, or some of my streams, and also put up some non-stream stuff as well. Thank you again. Take care. Have a good night.